Now, don't get me wrong, I understand the point and the hype that comes along with rap beefs, but when does it go too far?
Rap battle between two big artists. We're talking about Megan Thee Stallion from Houston and Nicki Minaj. Well, it's turning potentially dangerous. If it wasn't for Tony,
oh. What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning back in. I'm back with another spontaneous video, and this is a video that I wasn't even going to do. I seen the comments, I seen the tweets, I seen the commentary on it, I seen the discourse pieces on it, and I didn't really want to do a video about this because I know the type of attention it could bring and the type of negativity it could bring. But I've seen this so much on my timeline, on all social media, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Every time I go on Twitter, this is all I see. And I'm thinking, okay, the first 2 days is gonna go away. This is the 5th day. It's been almost a week later, and this is still a topic. Nicki Minaj is still ranting and raving.
Trust me, I know that. But anyway.
And unless you've been living under a rock with Patrick, y'all should know that I'm talking about this whole beef between Megan Thee Stallion and Nicki Minaj and all of the viciousness and nastiness that came out of it. I also want to talk about how toxic stan culture can be. We've seen it with the Barbs, Nicki Minaj fans, and this whole discourse between Megan Thee Stallion fans and just in general, stan culture, how toxic, unnecessary, and nasty it can be. How far people will and potentially can go to defend a celebrity that doesn't even know they exist just because they have this infatuation with them. So to make a long story short, around a week ago, Megan Thee Stallion released a new single, Hiss, and in that single is like a diss record, right? Kind of like she made her remarks. She talked about a lot of different things, and she didn't say names, but people picked up on who she was talking about, whether it was Drake, Nicki Minaj, Tory Lanez. Like, you know, people picked up on who she was talking about. One of the first lines of the song, Megan Thee Stallion says something to the effect of, they mad at Megan, they should be mad at Megan's Law. And if you look it up, Megan's Law is a law against predators. And I'm not gonna go too deep. Y'all know what I'm talking about when I say predators. This is YouTube, they love taking down videos, but y'all know the topic in regards to who Nicki is married to, the whole situation with her brother, this thing about R. Kelly, you know, that. So when Megan Thee Stallion said that, a lot of people say, oh, she's talking about Nicki Minaj, she's talking about Nicki Minaj's husband. And of course, Nicki Minaj, who's always on social media, caught wind of this. You know, her fans was gonna tell her, you know, she looked at the video, listened to it, and she took this personal, and she took this as, oh, she talking about my family, da 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 da. She went on this whole, currently, 5-6 day rant on Twitter, Instagram Live, doing all kind of stuff, released a diss record, Bigfoot, and I'm gonna get into all of that. But the thing that got me with this whole diss, right? Megan Thee Stallion only said something about Megan's Law, and that was it. She left it at that. Nicki Minaj took it upon herself, and you know, her fans hyped her up to have this whole, okay, dead mama jokes and lying about being shot and this and that. It's just like, okay, how you gonna say she lied about being shot, but do you tell her how to get on her good foot? You calling her Bigfoot, making fun of her size. You know, Nicki's whole theme is the Barbie theme, skitty and petite, this and that, and Megan Thee Stallion. So that's another shot she's taking at Megan for like being not as feminine as her, being a Bigfoot, more masculine, basically taking a shot at her femininity in a way. But the thing that got me is Nicki Minaj made it a point to get on Instagram Live and into this, have this whole section about, you lied on your dead mama, your dead mama, your dead mama. And you can tell how low Nicki will go just because she know that Megan Thee Stallion lost her mother, and that's like a real weak spot. That would be a weak spot for anybody. Even my cat want to be a part of this, Kiwi. You can tell how low Nicki Minaj will go just to get a reaction like, oh, you want to talk about Megan's Law? You want to talk about my husband? Da da da. Oh, your dead mama, your dead mama, your dead mama.
Oh my God.
The lowest is what? 0.
And she made it like a little theme song type of thing, like, your dead mama, you lied on your dead mama, hey, hey. And people was making memes and all kind of different videos to people dancing to it, your dead mama, hey. And I'm like,
wait a minute, hold on.
You're Nicki Minaj, A-list rapper, the most successful female rapper, one of the most successful artists in the last 15, 20 years. You could have chose to marry anybody. You could have chose to have a baby by anybody. You chose who you chose. And now when people comment on it, people say something about it, you kind of try to brush it under the rug. Oh, that was 30 years ago. That was da-da-da. It's just like,
Let me just go in the bush and weep. Let me just go in the bush and weep. I just have to go in the bush and weep. Really. I don't understand. I swear to God, I don't understand.
And shout out to the Social C TV on TikTok, which is like a talk show type of entertainment program, where they talked about this topic, and a black woman who was the host of the show recently talked about this, and she broke it down perfectly. Check this out.
Where Nicki went wrong is this was not innovative, it was lazy, and really and truly it was just trash. It just sounds like a social media rant with a beat under it. That's what it sounded like to not just me, but a lot of her fans. If you go online, nobody is down with what Nicki is doing, and everybody's just wondering, what's the point of this? Where are you going? This is not the move. And I'll tell you the 3 things that she did wrong. First of all, as you mentioned, bringing up Meg's dead mother. You know, it's so funny about hip hop. You don't know where the line is until someone crosses it. And the minute she mentioned that, that's where she crossed it. And the worst part is, at the end of the song, she doubles back and makes an excuse for bringing up Meg's mom by saying, well, she talked about my family, which is factually incorrect. Nicki is the one who started this whole feud. So that's the first problem. The second thing is there's a line in the song that says, where's the scar at? Now, for context, Meg Thee Stallion was shot by her friend, Canadian rapper Tory Lanez, back in July of 2020. He's now serving a 10-year sentence for that. And when she questions where the scar's at, because Meg got shot in her foot, you are questioning not only the verdict, but a woman's story about being assaulted. And as a woman, that's so irresponsible, because that's our biggest fight is being believed, right? There has to be video. No one wants to believe us. So that was irresponsible. And lastly, okay, so the art for this song, Bigfoot, has a pink boot, here it is, with a Bigfoot. Now, this old, lazy way of attacking Meg for me was also just the last straw. It made me really laugh, because it's like, okay, so now we're using the petite versus big masculine woman, which is so old and so lazy. And I just thought this was an absolute fail. I thought it was that. And then I went on, and all of her fans, including a lot of Barbs, are like, you know what, Nicki? You had us, but this time, I'm sorry, we can't rock with you. And I love the way that Meg is handling this. Eagles don't fly with chickens.
And I've noticed Nicki Minaj and her fans have a dangerous codependency on each other. And I don't think I've ever seen an artist and fan base have this type of thing. Now, of course, there's a lot of fan bases, a lot of artists that like to be with their fans, meet and greets. A lot of them know them personally. They might DM each other, blah, blah, blah. But the way that Nicki Minaj deals with her fans and the way that they have a codependency on each other is a part of why there is a toxic stan culture. Because you have these Barbs feeding her ego, making her feel like, okay, you know, she don't care about her legacy. She knows she's achieved this. She had all these success, all these millions sold, all these hit records, blah, blah, blah. But if anything, she knows she has her Barbs to defend her and help clean up the mess that she often helps create. Then you have Nicki Minaj greenlighting her fans to continue to be vicious and attack whoever and dox people. And it's just like, people on TikTok and social media that have opinions on the situation that's not in Nicki Minaj's favor, they had her fans are doxing them and like releasing their personal information and trying to scam them. And you know how far this has gone when I talk about toxic stan culture? You even had one of her fans release the location of where Megan Thee Stallion's mother is buried.
What's going on? Y'all are going to jail!
And in that tweet, the Nicki Minaj fan said something to the effect of, Barbs, you know what to do, insinuating that they were gonna go to the grave, or like, okay, I put the location out, go to her mother's grave and desecrate it, or mess it up, or take pictures with it. It's just like, wow, y'all let this beef go so far. Y'all let Nicki Minaj influence y'all, or put it in your head to defend her so much to where you looking up Megan Thee Stallion mother's grave and where she's located and where she's buried, and you posting it online trying to get the other fans to go to the gravesite and like tarnish it. Like, do y'all see how outrageous this is? This even made the news.
Two chart-topping MCs fighting over verses, and while that's not a new concept in hip-hop, the things that have happened as of late have people wondering if it's gone too far. From doxing to grave consecrations, here's a quick breakdown of what happened and what's illegal to do. Pearland police tell Fox 26 they're frequently patrolling a local cemetery. It's where the body of Holly Thomas, the late mother of Houston rapper Meg Thee Stallion, now lies. Thomas passed in 2019 after battling brain cancer. Many online are speculating the fan base of rapper Nicki Minaj, also known as Barb's, are behind threats of desecrating the grave, a state felony.
You know, obviously we don't want anything to happen, and not only to that grave, but just any grave.
Oh my God.
And this is crazy because I remember when Nicki Minaj first came out. And to be fair, right? You know, this is staying with Nicki Minaj, Megan Thee Stallion, and a lot of people are now downplaying Nicki's legacy because, you know, obviously she don't care about it. But I can say, as a casual listener of both of them, I listen to Nicki Minaj more. And then you think about it, Nicki Minaj has been in the industry for over 15 years. All these songs, all these hit records, all these features she's been on, I'm pretty sure everybody, or most people, have a favorite Nicki Minaj song, or if not Nicki Minaj song, you have a favorite verse of hers that she did as a feature. So to see Nicki Minaj's rise, to see it in real time, I remember when she first came out, I was like in 8th grade, over 15 years ago, when she had the pink streaks in her black hair and she was doing all the you know, all that type stuff, and she had the voices and the Roman and all that stuff. Just to see her rise, to see her trajectory, and to see what she's doing now, it's like, damn.
Like, it's not that serious.
Nicki Minaj, when there was a drought with female rap, she was the water supply, right? And it was interesting seeing her rise and seeing everything. Just like, it reminded me of like when Lady Gaga came out. They both brought something fun and exciting and refreshing to the music entertainment in their respective genres. And Nicki even delved into pop, right? It was just exciting. So to see all she's achieved and to see her almost throw it away just to get her lick back at Megan Thee Stallion, talking about her dead mama and this and that and who she slept with, it's like, wow, you doing all of this because she said Megan's Law, 2 words, and she took that and ran with it. Her and her fans ran with it. It's like I told y'all before in another video, it's like a pack of hyenas chasing after a wounded goat. It's like a shark that smells blood in the water. Like, they all went crazy, and it's like, okay, they took that little thing that Megan Thee Stallion said, like, oh, you talk about me and my husband and you talking about my family? And it's just this ongoing. At this moment, Nicki Minaj and her fans are still going at Megan Thee Stallion. And Megan Thee Stallion is promoting her tour that's coming out, her deal with Planet Fitness, and their new single. It's just like, was it worth it? And like I told y'all, Nicki Minaj is still going off about this. The other day, maybe yesterday, as I'm recording this, there was even some conversations she had with her fans on Twitter, like a live conversation where, you know, you could hear her voice and other people could chime in, where she talked about Megan Thee Stallion wanted her Rihanna moment.
Now you going Gayle King. She wanted to be honest, this is so obvious. She wanted a Rihanna moment so bad.
What do you mean?
Let me finish. You know, she was just like, yo, I was mad. Young, we were young. Like, I just want to move on with my life now, yo. You know why? Because Rihanna knows that she was a superstar with or without controversy. She's beautiful with or without controversy. She's loved with or without controversy. I'm sorry, sympathy. But when you need constant fucking sympathy and then you get on social media and tell somebody, ain't nobody gonna respond to me. Then when people respond to you, you go mute and then try to stop my song from coming out. If Nicki Minaj had done any of those things, y'all would have a lot to say. But I understand heavy is the head that wears the crown. I am the queen, okay?
At one point, her and Rihanna kind of had some type of problem, but then they got back together as friends. And I'm like, now you bringing in Rihanna's situation with Chris Brown. Like, oh, she wanted a Rihanna moment. I'm like, did we not all see the footage of Megan Thee Stallion hopping out the car on one foot where you can see the blood spots as she went and hopped? From my understanding, from my memory, Megan Thee Stallion tried to downplay it. She tried to downplay what happened to protect Tory Lanez, but then once Tory Lanez and his fans and everybody, oh, she lying, she had to come out like, oh no, you did. A lot of people put Nicki Minaj in the same category as Rihanna and Beyonce. It's like, you know, the top 3 black women in the entertainment industry when it comes to music, right? Beyonce being at the top because of how long she's been doing it, how successful she's been. Rihanna right there with her, with all her hits, all her success, all her accolades, and then her empire she got with, you know, the beauty stuff, the lingerie, makeup, the Nicki Minaj, all her success as a female rapper in the entertainment industry, a black female rapper, or just a pop star, whatever she want to be, right? They're supposed to be a part of the Holy Trinity, but Beyonce and Rihanna would never do what she's doing. The codependency she has with her fans is that strong that she's acting like one of them. And this is another thing where I even saw a TikTok where the girl was like, Nicki Minaj, do you know that you're Nicki Minaj? And Nicki Minaj commented under that like, who are you? Blah, 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 blah. It's just like, Nicki Minaj, do you know? Not to say that because you're an A-list celebrity, you gotta allow disrespect, but there's a certain maturity, there's a certain humility you have to obtain with that. And she just throwing it away, acting like one of her fans. And I know this is a stretch of the imagination, but imagine Beyonce as upheld and revered and as she is. Imagine Beyonce getting on Twitter, acting like one of her fans, the Beehive. You know, one of the main things they love to do is, for example, I always talk about this, you know, they love to make fun of Aaliyah's death, make plain jokes. Imagine Beyonce getting on Twitter, making plain jokes about Aaliyah with some of her fans. Just because she can. Just because, oh, y'all compare me to Aaliyah? Blah, 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 blah. Imagine Beyonce making Aaliyah death jokes on Twitter. Now, Rihanna, we all know, Rihanna back in the day used to clap back. You know, back in the day, they called it clap back. She used to clap back at a lot of people, whether it was fans, other fan bases, or just other celebrities. But she did it in a funny, sarcastic type of way. She never hit 2 below the belt. Even the situation with Tiana Taylor and Rihanna, you remember they were beefing. Some of Rihanna fans started making fun of Tiana Taylor's grandmother who had just passed away. And Rihanna had to get into their DMs. It was like, y'all, I like that y'all supporting me and y'all defending me, but I don't support fuck shit. Basically saying like, y'all taking it too far and making fun of her dead grandmother. And they screenshotted it and posted like, oh look, Rihanna replied to me in my DM. Rihanna had to go to her fans and be like, okay, y'all taking this too far. Nicki Minaj endorses it. And when it's making the news, it's doing this and doing that, she's not really saying nothing. She's not telling them to stop. And it's like, it's a testament to her character. We only know what they give us, what they show us on social media and interviews. To me, Megan Thee Stallion, and the thing is, me and Megan Thee Stallion is the same age. To me, Megan Thee Stallion seems like a carefree personality. She seems like a fun woman to be around. Like in high school, she would have been that girl that got along with everybody. Whether it was the nerds, the popular kids, the this, the that, whatever. She would have been that girl that everybody liked, or most people liked. She got along with everybody. All the teachers liked her. She got good grades, that type of thing. Nicki Minaj seemed like that type that would have been like the popular mean girl who only associated with certain people. And, you know, she always had like a little semi-attitude or, you know, just the way they act now. And it's really translating into this whole entire rap beef. With the toxic stan culture, this brings me into the case with Selena. You know, Selena Quintanilla, the queen of Tejano music. And we all know the story of how she got killed by Yolanda. She was in her 30s. Selena trusted her to become the president of her fan club, run her boutiques, do everything. But what happened? This wasn't a term back then, but Yolanda was a Selena stan. She had this obsession with her. When they raided her apartment, she had all kind of pictures and murals and candles to Selena. Like she had this obsession with Selena to the point where she got their trust to where she could run her fan club, she could do this and do that. And every time Selena would sign autographs and take pictures with fans, Yolanda would be on the side getting mad and just like, who do you think you are that you think Selena owes you anything? You be lucky that she even made you the president of her fan club. She even trusted you enough to do that. And then look what happened in the end. Yolanda's obsession got so outrageous, so toxic, so dangerous, she ended up being the one to murder Selena. And like I said, at the time, Yolanda was in her 30s. And that's another thing when it comes to stan culture and all this stuff. A lot of these people don't even be like crazy teenagers. They be in their 20s and 30s. And this is what I want to talk about with my channel. Well, I know some people could be like, oh, well, look, Michael Jackson and all your Aaliyah videos. To me, there's a limit when it comes to being a stan or a fan of somebody. With my thing, with my whole entire channel and stuff, I do commentary videos. I talk about different topics, whether it's good, bad, controversial. And that's it. I leave it at that. I listen to the music. That's it.
Nothing more, nothing less.
See my profile picture, whether it's on this side or this side, you see the profile picture, Michael Jackson wearing red with the sunglasses and his hair. That's just a mood. It represents a mood. That's why I have that as my profile picture. I done did over 150 Aaliyah videos. Make a long story short, I felt like Aaliyah's legacy wasn't being upheld the way it should. As a fan of hers, I was like, oh, I have this platform. I'm on YouTube. Let me make videos. I know a lot of y'all subscribe to me because of my Aaliyah videos. And if you notice, I haven't made a lot of Aaliyah videos because, like I said, I made over 150 of them. There's really nothing else to talk about with Aaliyah because I done did videos about every aspect of her life and career. Same thing with Michael Jackson. I could do reaction videos, but it's kind of like, as a YouTuber, you could talk about different things or artists or people or topics that you like, but then you also want to move into other things. So you see on my channel, I talk about different animation, cartoons, different things in the media. That's a new niche for me I found. I'll still do Aaliyah videos. I'll still do Michael Jackson videos, but I done did so many of them. I like to expand my horizons and talk about different things. And that's as far as it goes. Some people, when it comes to the whole stan war, stan drama, against other fan bases, against other artists, they take it to a whole nother level to where it revolves around their real life. The fact that the cemetery where Megan Thee Stallion's mother had to up security because they had like this fear that somebody's gonna come and try to desecrate her mother's grave. Come on.
Could somebody please make it make sense?
Then I remember a few years ago, there was even a story of this guy stabbing his cousin because his cousin said something about Beyonce, or his cousin didn't like Beyonce and they got into a fight and the cousin ended up stabbing him because he didn't really like Beyonce. And it's just like, wow, people will really go that far to hurt people just because they don't like their favorite artist. Now, to me, I might leave a few comments, I might do videos, talk about it on Twitter, have discussions. There's nothing wrong with that. These are public figures. You could talk about them, talk about the career, blah, blah, blah. And I've grown tired of comparing stats. Who's chopping the charts? Who got the most Grammys? None of that shit really matters. Who got the most money? None of that really matters. Because at the end of the day, how is that personally affecting us? How is that personally affecting you? How much money Nicki Minaj got versus how much money Megan Thee Stallion got versus who got the most Grammys? How does that affect us? If you like their music, you like their music. If you think about it, remember when Remy Ma came out with Sheetha? Where she talked about a whole bunch of stuff with Nicki Minaj and her husband and her brother and her getting like ass shots and all that stuff. Nicki Minaj didn't even go this hard with Remy Ma. But for some reason, with Megan Thee Stallion, you just went extra. But, like I said, I feel like that says a lot about her. That says a lot about her fans. That says a lot about this whole situation with Megan Thee Stallion and how people take it seriously, how people don't. And it says a lot about stan culture and how toxic and dangerous it can be. And I want to know, what are y'all thoughts on the whole Megan Thee Stallion versus Nicki Minaj situation? Where do y'all stand with it? Whose diss record did you like better? And what do you think it says about stan culture to the point where people were releasing where Megan Thee Stallion's mother is buried to potentially desecrate her grave? What are y'all thoughts about all of this? Please let me know down below in the comments. I know y'all gonna have a lot to say. I can't wait to interact with y'all and let's get this discussion going. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Thank you for watching and listening. I'll see y'all in the next video.